We had left Gibson's and were sailing down the Georgia Strait for about 4 hours. It was a good run, downwind all the way, sailing wing on wing. At about hour 4, when we were nearing Half Moon Bay, the wind and waves increased dramatically. We were able to take down our wing on wing and sail into Half Moon Bay under a reefed mainsail. The boat rocked around a lot, and we were getting pretty concerned. So when we made it to Half Moon Bay, we were very thankful.
So here we are in Half Moon Bay. We made it off the Strait of Georgia, which was good because we hit a pretty good storm, and the waves were quite high, and the boat was pretty much on the edge of what we felt was comfortable, maybe even uncomfortable. And it was pouring rain on us, so we were wet. So I got the Webasto heater on, and it's nice and warm inside. Allie's just taking Paige to shore out on the dock there. We're debating whether we want to stay overnight here in Half Moon or not. We were going to keep going to Smuggler's Cove, but because the weather was so bad and we were so happy to be out of the Georgia Strait, where the waves are now small.
Only about half an hour away from Smuggler's Cove, and this is just the tip of Half Moon Bay as we're coming out, which is where it's a little bit rougher than it was tucked back in there. You can see some of the rolling waves maybe out there. Kind of get to surf them almost. Anyway, Smuggler's Cove is a protection for all weather, and so I'm really looking forward to that. But Half Moon Bay was really cute. They have a general store there, and there's a place that made pizza to order and had some nice coffee shop, and yeah, it looked really cute and a place that we want to go back. Paige is taking a break.
Well, we made it to Smuggler's Cove. No one's happier than the dog, I would think. Finally getting some sleep.
And I realized that I probably should wear sunscreen even though it's overcast.
Yeah, it's probably more windburn than anything, hey? Here's Smuggler's Cove. That's the little entrance right there. It's not very wide, and there's a rock. Yeah, so it's only like 50 feet wide. You can see that it's pretty narrow. But then once you get in here, it's a great anchorage. So there's another 2 boats there. And we're stern tied to this rock wall here. So we've made a reel on the boat with 60 meters of climbing rope actually. The climbing rope and the reel work really good. We can just tie right up to the stern anchor that they put onto the shore. You can see that it's a little red pin. If you're going to be around this area, I think a way to stern tie is really important, because it seems like a lot of the coves have stern ties here.
We spent 2 nights total in Smuggler's Cove, and they had some really nice hiking around the area. It was a mix of sun and rain, but mainly rain. And the next morning we did our regular morning routine, and then we headed off to try and catch some fish out in the Malaspina Strait.
Just a bit of our morning routine. Steve's off, taking Paige to the bathroom, and I'm cooking breakfast. The generator going so we could make coffee without being using the perk. And we're in a great place. beautiful day out here. It's the first time I think we've had this warm of a temperature with such little wind, so it's actually bathing suit weather for me. Steve's been trolling, trying to catch a salmon. He got one on, but we lost it, sadly. And we can't really decide where to go. Just kind of hanging out here in the middle. This is, I think, North Thormanby Island. We just came from over there, which is Smuggler's Cove. We're gonna go to Secret Cove tonight, I think. But then we're trying to decide because all these boats out here are fishing, so maybe we could go over there and catch some fish. Okay, gotta keep it on this time. I'm videotaping you, so you gotta bring in some dinner. Okay, Steve's first big catch is a shark in the Atlantic, or the Pacific Ocean. Look at him. There he is.
Yep, he's a shark.
That doesn't look like dinner to me.
No, I don't want a shark.
Damn.
I was hoping for a salmon.
Okay, now what?
Now I gotta get on the dinghy and get him off here.
Okay, well, I'll try to help you then. I'll shut this off for a sec.
After fishing all day and catching nothing but a dogfish, or in our minds a shark, we decided to head to Secret Cove where we would spend the night. We got in fairly late, but we stern tied to one of the rock walls adjacent to the store and to the restaurant. We jumped in the dinghy and checked out the place. In the store we saw a crab trap and decided to buy it and try our luck. The next morning we woke up early and we headed to our next destination.
Got such a big weight on here. I'm really fighting the weight, not the fish. Because at 500 feet, we were trying to troll, but I think we're just going to give up on that and start just jigging the smaller baits.
Yep, oh yeah. It's a dogfish again.
Goddamn dogfish.
It's not what we wanted, but that's what we got.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
We're in Garden Bay in Pender Harbor. This is probably one of my favorite spots so far on the trip. It's just, I don't know, just atmosphere, I guess. We went to shore. There's a little public, I guess, provincial dock just over there. And it's just close by, and there's a little trail to take a page on, so that's really close. And the sun was just beaming across here up until maybe 20 minutes ago. And there's a little pub over on this side, if you can see it, just in there. And we didn't go inside, but there was some live music playing up there. It's actually the long weekend, so that's probably why. And then just over the knoll, we went to, it's Hospital Bay, is just really on the backside. And I can never remember the name of it. It's actually supposedly world famous. I'm gonna take a look right here. I noticed it in this magazine, but didn't really realize it was here. And Laverne's Grill is where we went for dinner. And it is famous for fish and chips, so that's what we had. And internet, which we haven't really found other than stealing it from different places. So that was also a good way to spend a couple hours topping up our batteries and everything. And just everybody's out in a boat. They're literally out in a boat. There's some really nice houses over here on the hill and yachts. People are out, kids are out playing and jumping off that yacht over there. It's a really nice house up there on the hill. Everyone's, you know, kind of sailing out in the harbor here and coming and going. It's a really nice place. We might even stay here for a couple days. We'll see.
We spent a total of 2 nights in Garden Bay, which is located in Pender Harbor. On the second day, we went for a hike out to Francis Point. We saw a little garter snake, and we had some nice views. Then we got back and had some hot showers at one of the local hotels that was nice enough to let us use their coin showers. We then had supper at one of the pubs there, and the next morning we got some fuel and saw a sea lion as we were ready to leave the bay.
So this massive sea lion just popped up right behind our boat and then swam right under our dinghy. And he's just kind of playing around by the looks of it. First time we've seen a sea lion. We've seen lots of seals, but not a sea lion like that. Headed straight down that inlet right there. That is the Agamemnon Channel. It's about 700 feet deep in the middle, so we don't have anything to worry about for draft-wise. And if we're lucky, the wind will kind of run right through there and we can head straight downwind. Although we're fighting the current right now.
So we're in this cool little anchorage. It's on Nielsen Island, is this island, and between it and Captain Island. Probably the only negative is that this is a ferry passage through here, and we just figured that out. We got a swell as it passed, but I don't think it's very popular, very common for them to go by, so I'm hoping that I'll experience that a couple times. And Steve is actually about to set his first crab trap over here. We've heard lots of tips and pointers from the locals, and although they say deeper is better, it's known for fish in this area and diving, so we're hoping that we get some supper out of this. And it is a really good place. See lots of driftwood around here. It's starting to again. But I took Paige in on this little beach, and there were so many oysters, it was crazy. So again, living like the locals, we got lots of tips on how to cook oysters. I'm not really a fan of them raw. So they said to put them on here until they pop open, and then to add some butter and garlic. So we'll see how that works out.
Completed oysters.
Yeah, we haven't tried them yet, but
Don't know if we even like oysters.
yeah, to be determined, but the garlic and pepper and salts and butter might help things. Kind of look like a
Yes.
big mussel, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Find out. Well, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we are getting ready to head to Princess Louisa Inlet and see Chatterbox Falls. We had a bit of rain last night, so the Windows are a bit rained up, and it's a bit damp in here, but we turned on the heater, so things are drying out. A little bit of blue sky there. Dally's just taking the dog to shore. This is our second night at this anchorage. And we like it because the shore's pretty soft, so we can take Paige to the shore easily. There's a little house that's a little beach cabin there by the looks of it, and then they've got their main house up on the hill there, and walkway up. You got their little tugboat and fishing boat on the dock. Pretty cool little spot. And it's a pretty nicely protected cove, except for just that open little bit there, which we get some fairy wash. But they don't start until like 6:30 in the morning, and they end at 10 at night, so it didn't bug us all night.
So we're still in the Princess Louisa Inlet, and this is Vancouver Bay. And there's some really nice waterfalls. It's really hard to see them. Probably here, but there we go. It starts way up there above the clouds. There's another one over there. Which arm of the inlet is this? Do you remember? Prince of Wales, I think. We just came through Malibu Rapids at pretty much high noon with slack tide, and they say you can come through up to 25 minutes after Port Atkinson high tide. So we came through right before that. It was like 12:15, and there's a little bit of current, but not anything unmanageable for our boat anyway.
So here we are in Princess Louisa Inlet. We arrived here probably about 4 hours ago, and we've just been hanging out. Pretty amazing. They say it's the most beautiful fjord in the world. They say a lot of things though, I guess. But it is quite spectacular. We haven't been to the Chatterbox Falls yet. That's just around this corner here. We are currently on a mooring ball. We got a couple other boats grab mooring balls as well. As far as I know, they're free mooring, but it's not to say somebody's not going to come by later on and try and collect some fees from us. Over here is Malibu Kids Camp, and nobody's there right now. I think they shut it down for the summer. It's September, so all the kids are back in school now. We got the crab pot out there. Hoping to get some crab. I have no idea if there's any crab around here or not, but we threw a fish head in there. So we're hoping